Welcome back, guys. Welcome to the OTG podcast. Today we have a big guest. That's my sibling. His name is Jonathan Onya. Jonathan Tony Onya. Welcome,
Yes,
Jonathan. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Gracien. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, it's been a minute that I've seen you. You live in Canada now.
I know it's been a while, but I'm gonna see you soon, though. Pretty soon.
That's
How you
pretty
been?
good. I've been good. I'm just chilling here. I've moved down to Georgia. Yeah, so
I know, I know, I
it's
know.
pretty good.
So how's life there? I see the weather is warmer there compared to Wisconsin.
Definitely, it's definitely warm in here. We don't actually we did get snow a little bit, but I'm used to a lot of snow, so it wasn't really something, we used to a lot of snow, so
Yeah, I
it
know.
wasn't really something big like that. But how is Canada? How is the weather comparing to Wisconsin?
I'm gonna tell you this honestly is nothing I mean, Wisconsin is a bit closer to the cold, but the cold here hits different. It
Mm-hmm.
hits really different, and I think it's a bit dry. So the windshield is actually colder. Like I've got to live with some weeks you spend from Monday to Friday, it's negative 52.
52.
I'm not talking about Fahrenheit. I'm talking about Celsius. That's
Okay,
even
so it's
colder.
probably, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
like it's way colder than you may think. So that's how it is, but that's the plan. That's life, and then we came here with the plan. We're gonna keep on staying focused on that plan until we wish to it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so that's like negative 61 in Fahrenheit.
Exactly. Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
How do you
nothing like
guys do
it.
there? Man,
But,
it's crazy.
one thing I also like about the clothing, I think it's different than in the US because I can just like I recently just purchased a coat. I just put a small t-shirt inside and then I put that coat, I'll be good. I'll be fine. So I think the manufacturing of they are aware of the weather here. I believe whenever they manufacture some stuff, there are some brands that are pretty good with the weather here. So it's quite expensive. You can easily spend $800, $900 on a coat, but it's something good. It keeps you warm. It keeps you warm.
Yeah, man, they have to because with that weather, you can't really move around if you don't have those type of clothes. So,
Oh no, you
but
can. You can. You
I
can.
mean, it's crazy. I remember when I was in Wisconsin, when I was going to school there. So
Mm.
there was this day here. It was really cold, and then with the wind chill, it was going to like negative 40.
Mm.
So everything had to be shut down because of the cold. So when you guys gets to negative 61.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, you can't really move around as far as if you don't have the coat or you don't have
it
the
depends.
clothing.
It depends on what you do for work. I know some construction worker, whenever it hits negative 40, they don't work. But like people like us who work in the office, negative 40, negative 100, you gotta get to the office. And also, there's one thing I
I'm cutting
realized.
off. Can't do it.
There's one thing I realized here. If you live in an apartment,
Mhm.
out of every parking stall, there is a plug-in that you have to use. Like, there is a plug-in for your actual vehicle. So every vehicle, first of all, whenever they come from manufacturer, they come with the plug-in. So you
So
actually
you're talking
plug.
about EVs,
No,
electric
not
vehicles?
no. I drive an EV right now, but I'm talking about gas vehicle. So like, you have to plug in your vehicle so that your battery won't die in the morning. That's
What if you
tell
don't?
you.
What if your vehicle don't have that option, the plug-in option? Because I had one, I didn't have the plug-in option.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
had one before.
It depends on where you live. Like there are some places here in Canada, depending on where you live, every manufacturers they have to install a plug-in in your vehicle
Hmm.
because if you don't
I
have
didn't know
it,
about that.
yeah, that's also one thing that was like I saw you talked about culture shock. That was a little bit of culture shock for me because I never seen that in my life before. Like
Right,
I
right,
have to
right.
plug in my vehicle at night before I go to my apartment. Why? Because if you don't plug it in, you're pretty much gonna wake up in the morning with your battery dead. So
Yeah, that's crazy though.
that's how it is.
That is one of the reasons why I cannot live in Canada.
Oh,
Cold.
you can live
No,
in
I say I
Canada.
cannot. But I moved out of Wisconsin.
Look, let me tell you one
So
thing. Like,
that was one of the reasons the cold. So I can't do Canada.
but
I'll visit though. I'll visit.
It depends on where you are, right? Like, I'll tell you, people living in Vancouver, they're pretty good. Why? Because it's warmer than it is everywhere else in Canada. Why? Because I think there it's mostly rainy. So it rains all the time, but also you don't have like strong cold weather. Like, it depends on where you live. I think,
Yeah.
yes, that's about
All
it.
right. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. I want you to tell us more about like Cielbleu Media. I know you've started that since you were here in the US.
Uh-huh.
And then can you tell us when you started a little bit? How did you start? And then what was the reason why you started Cielbleu Media?
Bleu Media.
You know, I'm mixing my French and English with it. Let me say it in French. Cielbleu Media.
Exactly. Yes, it's not, you don't have to translate it because
You're right.
it's
You're right.
incorporated. So the story is interesting actually. Like, like whenever I was in the US, we used to travel, like, right? We used to do road trips and stuff. So 2 or 3 times, maybe even 4, more than that, picked up a camera. NWTC had in the digital media section, you could actually go and then rent a camera. At the time, it was a semi-professional cameras. So I've done that 2, 3 times, and while traveling, we were taking pictures and stuff, and then I actually got to like it. I'm like, oh, this could be fun. And then I remember I purchased my first camera. It was a Canon 5D Mark III. The day I was going to purchase with that camera, I was with my mom. So we went to the place.
You say you were with your mom?
Yes, I was with
Right.
my mom. We went to the place, and I remember I purchased the camera 2,500 cash. So
US dollar.
US dollar, yeah. I was in the US, of course I use US
Yeah.
dollar. And I remember my mom was telling me, like, why would you spend so much money with this? Because I don't know what you're gonna do with that. And then I didn't know what I was going to do with it either. But I just had something in my heart. I think that's how you can define patient, right? If you're passionate about something, you might not know all the reason now, but you know for sure that's what you want to do.
Right.
So that's what happened. So I purchased a camera. It was a 5D Mark III combined with the lens was 50 millimeters 1.8. So that's how I started. And my first contract was a baptism of a baby. I did that in Green Bay, and then I got some few contracts. I was actually using this app. I don't know if it still exists in the US, but I think it was called Thumb Track. So it's basically a platform where you create your profile, and then people looking for photographers, they send in invoices. No, they send in requests. And then if you like the request, you can send in your invoice, and then that's how you get in contact until you get more information to sign a contract. So that's how it started. And then it just started. When I started, it was actually Cielbleu Photography. Yeah, it was Cielbleu Photography. So, and then I moved in Canada, and I realized the opportunities that I had here. So I was like, why not just keeping it? Why keeping it only in photography, right? So when COVID hit in 2020, I also realized how churches were struggling with the live stream. Like, because you had to do live stream for your people to stay connected. So there were a lot of strugglings in the beginning. So I schooled myself. It was basically self-learning. Yes, I did some classes. Actually, my mentor gave me some classes. He paid for that. And then I did some classes to masterize the lighting techniques. But most of the things I do today was self-learning. So I saw the opportunity. I saw the challenges that people were facing, and then I told myself, I can be an answer to that. I can be a part of an answer to that. So that's how I started to school myself. Starting from concept, logo conceptions, everything that's graphic design, I got to learn. I learned about it, and then I started doing it, and then that's how my business grew a little. I would say a little bit because I'm still growing, right?
Yeah.
I'm still growing, and then I decided to make myself to masterize one piece because at some point it became a lot. I was doing
Mm-hmm.
so many things like with church, with personal life, with personal business, and then it became a lot. And then I think from 2021 to 2023, I decided to only do photography.
Uh,
I was only doing photography. I'm not doing any of the logo concept, any of the business card concept. I took 2 years to masterize in photography. I'm like, I need to learn about this. If I have to put 10,000 hours on it, I put 10,000 hours for me to understand how I can handle different situations. So that's why today I can be in basically any situation, darker room, bright room. I'll be able to take my photos and still look good. Why? Because I took time to learn about it. And then in 2022, when I got married, I met my mentor, who's today my mentor. He was my photographer for my wedding. So
mm-hmm.
I started working close with him, and then I discovered another area of photography, which is a corporate photography. Because I was just doing individual style, personal birthdays, but I was now really in the corporate, like doing like like recently I did a summit which is a government event.
Conference? Yeah.
Yeah, government conference organized by the government of Canada. So through him, that's how I got to the corporate, and then I got to discover another side of the business, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and today I'm not only doing photography. That's why I even changed the name now. It's no longer just Cielbleu Photography, but it's now Cielbleu Media. Why? Because recently I became one of the responsible at the church in the media team. So he helped me to expand my area of expertise, right? So now I do a video conference, I do interviews, I
Mm-hmm.
do podcasts. So I basically have different chronicles that I use on my platform. So like my platform is like a YouTube platform, but I
You have
get
multiple
different
things in it.
chronicles. So yes, that's basically it. It's I know it's a lot. I haven't talked about a lot of all of it,
Yeah.
but that's
I think
basically
you said the main things. And then I remember
exactly.
when you started the Cielbleu photography. That was me, Sylvester, and Ruth. Ruth
I
is
know.
our sister. We went to this park here to take the pictures. That was funny.
No.
I know that's when I'm looking at the quality, the image quality from
Mhm.
the pictures that we took, then you just see the difference. You can see the improvement and stuff. And that's really
Mm.
good though, because we need to improve in everything that we do. And
Exactly. Exactly.
and then you mentioned that you are one of the leader in the media team at church. Which church do you go to? I knew. I was just joking. I do go to Mangewa Church too as well. Here, we have one extension here in Atlanta. So Mangewa Church of Atlanta, that's how it's called.
Mm-mm.
I would say I also help a little bit at the team, at the media team. Not a little bit, but I do help.
You
Since
help a lot.
that's a small community, so when there are not a lot of people, so it's just
Mhm.
trying to help as much as I can in
Mhm.
whatever I
Mhm.
can as well. So, but that's good.
Yeah, I did.
So
I just want to add one thing. You say you help, but the how can I say it? The best line is to become as we say. I don't know if you remember this bracelet. It says utile, which means like to become not important, but to become how do you say utile in English? To become useless,
useful, yeah.
to be useful. So it's a part of the belief that we have to be a blessing to your community. That's also a part of giving back to the community, right? When you say giving back to the community, it's not only about money. It could be also about helping with things that people could have paid a lot of money for. Because I'm gonna tell you, like whatever you do at church right now, people who charge for it, they charge thousands of dollars. You know, so like the fact that you are giving back without seeking money to it, it's also like a plus, right? Okay, we learn things to give back to the community, and then that's also a part of the service we do for God.
Yeah.
Just wanted to
So
mention it.
as you said, it's good to be useful, and then now giving money is just not the only way. So you can
Exactly.
do that with your knowledge or just helping your surroundings with whatever you know or something like that. So that's why I say I do help as much as I can with what I can. Yeah, you mentioned something. You said you were married in 2022. I do know, but the people watching us, they don't know, right? You know, they just may looking at this guy here who looks like me. I don't know why, but they would think he's
No, you look like me.
No, you look like me. You look like me. I don't look like you. Right. But you just, I know you like to be like me, but you like to be like me to the point where you go and you get yourself a wife who has my name, bro. Why would you do such a thing, bro? No, I mean, come on, man.
What?
You like to be like me so much that you go to the point of thing that, well,
Okay. I mean, I'll give you that.
no, you cannot give it to me because you know why you did it. But you know,
No,
I'll give it.
it was not planned. Sometimes when God do things, you can't say like, okay, this was what I planned. No, you just get to realize, okay, this was God's plan for me, and then because you have the discernment, you get to say, okay, that's what God is telling me to do. But yes, I'll give you that. Her name
I
is
know you're not
Grace.
giving me anything.
No, but there is a difference, right? Her name is Grace. Your name is Gracien.
No, my name is Gracien because I'm different.
Come on,
Bro, I'm telling you. Technically, Grace and Gracien, it's pretty much the same name, but Gracien is just to be different from Grace because you guys have so many.
Yeah, I
Graces.
understand.
But that's
I
not
understand. But yes, that's right. I'm married in 2022, October 14th, 2022. Name is Grace.
Remember the date?
Oh, yeah. Betsy, I can remember my date. I'd be in trouble,
Yeah. So you better remember the day.
I better remember. I don't want to be in trouble, But
Yeah, you better remember the day. Otherwise, okay.
It was October 14th, 2022. It's been 2 years and a few months. I am seriously. I like how Dr. Joachim said it. I am seriously married.
Oh, you are seriously married. Talking about Dr. Joachim,
Yes.
let me just get something really quick. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Yeah, just to say like I'm seriously married since 2022, and
Yeah.
I like my life. I love my wife so much, and I
That's
like
good.
what we are building together.
Yeah. I spoke with
growing.
Papa Joachim when he came. He went to visit you and then came back. I spoke with him. He said, Jonathan is doing really great. I'm like, dude, I know. No, I was just thinking to myself. Yeah, he was like, for why he's doing great. I'm like, yeah, that's my brother. I know. But this is his book. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I've seen it. Does it? Can you purchase it like online in Amazon or something?
If you can look it up on Amazon.
Okay, Enquête Paradis, okay.
Yeah, Enquête Paradis. You should get it. Actually, I can get it for you. I got you. I'll get it for you, and then I'll just mail it. Oh, you can't check it on Amazon. You see which option is better. Oh, it's gonna be faster.
You ship it for me. I'll ship you something back.
No, bro. No. That thing that you want to ship back, you already know. We already talked about it. You can't do that.
Yeah, but we adding it to the trade, right?
No. There is no trade because it was done before. What are you talking about? How are you talking about it?
It's a negotiation. I just added it's a little small point to the negotiation. So I'm shipping you something. You ship it back to me.
I got
but
you.
Yes, yeah, I know my wife. Me and my wife, we like to read sometimes. Like this one, I mean, I don't want to do in that for some people, but I have a book here I love so much. It's called Redéfinir by Dr. Atoms. It was a gift from my wife. So it was a gift from her. It's a really beautiful book. I've learned so much from it. So yes, ship it to me. We're gonna read it and then.
Yeah, you should check it out. This one, it was written by him and his wife. His wife is Maman Janine Bella. The way it's categorized here, it's based on like days. If chapters equals to days, so the first chapter
Okay.
is the premier jour, so the first day, and then it goes to uh 20, 21 days. So
Okay.
how you can live and do better with your wife. It's mainly for the couples, you know.
Okay. Okay.
I'm very single, so
So why do you have it then?
good question.
Why
tell
do
you.
you have it?
Okay. They say it's only for couples. I would say it's better for couples, but also for the ones who are single like me to get yourself ready. You know.
Oh yeah,
You know, I like
that's
to read.
that's what I was gonna say.
I
Like,
have a lot of books there too.
you know, one thing I'll say, I know
Yeah.
you aspire to marriage, right? And it's very important to read before. It will help you.
But you would never know everything anyway. But it's gonna help you
Impossible. That's
shape
impossible.
something. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Like even the counseling we do at church and stuff,
it's never enough.
that's a theory. You know, the theory is not the practical life. You know, but
Yeah.
when you have a theory, it's like, look, you go to school 4 years, you finish school, and then you get to work, but they still train you for the work you're gonna do. Why do you think is that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like the theory we learn is to give us basic knowledge on how to handle things when those challenges arise. But you learn as you go, you discover each other as you go, and then that's
But what
the
you
way it
said
goes.
about the school theory, I have a different point of view when it comes to school because I do believe that it's a whole system that was just implemented there for there to be there so that people can just go there and spend their own. But it's a whole different topic. We can't get into it, but I do think we can't read it today because of the time. But
I agree.
when it comes to school, I just do not agree with that. Yeah, but
No,
go ahead.
I agree with you on that point. Why? Because I've watched so many videos. I've done myself a research. People getting. I remember the research was one of the video I read was, is college a scam? Why? Because people finding themselves with student loans and then with no paying job that's match those debt. But I think the school system is good if you plan your life better, if you plan your life well. Why am I saying that? You will see someone saying that I got $100,000 student loan, and then what did you major in? I major in art.
You just mentioned something I previously talked about on my podcast.
Okay, I'm
We
gonna
talk about like international student who comes here and your parents spending about 150K for you to just take an English program or an arts program. Yeah, but go ahead. Sorry.
Exactly. So like you need to plan your life better. Like, look, when I first got in the US, I wanted to do law, right? But what did I start first? I started first in business, and then I looked around. I'm like, oh, Wisconsin, the economy is based on industries. So what can serve me better? Okay, supply chain. Supply chain is good. Why am I saying that? Because I looked around, I asked around. You know, we had Omar was giving us information. So I asked around. I did my homework to plan my life better. And then it doesn't stop there. Even after school, you need to plan your career path. Why? You're going to start, whenever you're done with school, nobody's going to ever give you a senior position. Nobody. You need to start entry level, and then entry level paying with your degree, and then you climb. But
Well, I think it depends on how you were going to school too, because some of the people, I would say, what you're saying, you're right, but some of the people who go to school at the same time they do work, they already have experience. By the time you get your degree, so you'll be eligible for some senior position depending on what degree you're doing.
That's what I'm telling you, right? That's my case. I worked at Schneider while I was studying. You know where I was working at Schneider, right?
Yeah,
Schneider was that was my school position. Right? It was the same the work I was doing, it was according to my major, right?
Yeah.
So when I finished school, I already had 4 years experience. So today I'm getting to my 9th years of experience. Why? Because I got a chance to work while I was studying. But not everybody does that, right? Not everybody plans that people finish school, but you do school, and then you don't try to work. What I say, even if it's just 2 hours per week that you put in that job. Whenever you're done, if you do it 1 year there, you're not gonna say I worked there for 1 year, we're just doing 2 hours a week. No, you're gonna say I worked there for 1 year. That's what you're gonna put in your resume. So to say that's another point for another podcast.
Yeah, that's
but,
another topic for another time.
need to plan better, and whatever you're majoring into, plan better. Because if you don't plan, you're gonna end up. Why? Because you finish school, you don't have experience, you're starting, and then even if you start a new job, yes, you're there, but what's gonna make you climb from one step to another? If you have to get another certificate, if you have to get another, I don't know, degree, not a degree, but specialization on something to help you climb and then prep.
But you know,
sometimes,
sometimes even if you plan, but it still don't work out. Some people will tell you, "Oh, I had everything planned, but it just didn't work out." So that's when I want to say, life is just a journey. Even if you had planned something, it just didn't work out. So it should not break you down. What you should do is just learn. Try. It's not gonna be easy, of course, but you're just trying to learn from it and then grow and move on and try and do something else. It's a journey. So maybe it wasn't just for you. That's why it didn't work out.
Exactly.
But trying to learn and then move on from it. But when it comes to like a school system and stuff, yeah, it's a whole nother topic. But recently I watched this guy. No, this guy here, you probably know him. Dr. Miles Monroe. He already passed away.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. But I've been watching it for a minute. Him and Joe Austin. Joe Austin is also a pastor, but
yeah, I know
Miles
him too.
Monroe, I watched his video where he was talking about like discovering your purpose. And then there was that, and then the other one was about like how we as human has been created, right? We go to church. If you watch that video, you may even change the way you pray or the way you do things. Why? Because I will give you an example that he gave, I'm going to quote him, it's not like me who's saying this. But these fonts here that we use, right? When the fonts are out, we buy like this one at 15. When I bought this, it was new. We think the font has been new, so we are like the very first person to use it, which is not really true. Why? Because before this font has been in the stores and stuff, people have tested that inside to make sure that the font is working correctly. So technically, it's not really new. Some other people already used it to make sure everything is working out. So, and then the font, maybe some people just use, like, I would say, Papa, he has an iPhone. Maybe he just used two things, or YouTube, or maybe just making phone calls. So I would say maybe he's just using 5 or 10% of the all, because on the phone
capacity
you can do
of it.
Capacity of it. So you can do a lot more in it. Like myself, I do a lot more in it. So that's the same way that God has created us people, right? So when God He has created us people, He didn't create us with, you don't have a purpose, you're missing this. No, when God put us in the world, we have everything. We have all the capacity in us, Sometimes we go and pray, oh God, give me this. You already have it, but you're just not using it, right? So when you get to know, I'm not preaching, I'm just talking. No, but it's very important that when you get to know that
what you're saying.
When you do understand that you have the capacity to do even more. I'm gonna give you another example. Like in school, you do a test. Oh, you fail the test, and then you're not smart because you failed that test. No, it's just maybe 0.5% of your capacity. It does not mean that you're not smart. It does not mean that you're not a genius or something. And then those stuff stick with us even when we grow up, because I had felt something back then that's gonna limit you in your life, so you won't be able to do anything else because of that. But you just gotta make sure that you gotta know that you have the full capacity with you, right? When you go to God, instead of keep on asking him like you were missing something, it would be like, bro, I already gave you everything. So maybe just pray for him to make you be able to use all this capacity, or maybe just be thankful for whatever you already have with you right now. But Yes, I will send you the link of that video. It's very important.
Yeah,
I just quote some part in it, but it's
yeah,
the entire video is very
I
important.
liked what you said. I actually have an example. I'll tell you. I don't think I ever told anybody this. Like, you know how back home we have exam d'etat, like the final exam for before you graduate from high school.
Yeah.
Like in my final result, I've did like what 51%. Remember that, right? When I look back, I'm like, that was not me.
I did 76.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. Like what I'm saying is like what is I look back at my courses, I look back
Career.
at all my not career, is school. I look back at everything, I'm like, no, like the whole year, if I did like the small percentage I've done was like 72 from the whole year. But at the end, you end up with 51. I'm like, what happened? And it's just the fact that it's what you say, it's random, right? So like there are a lot of factors that comes with it. It doesn't define your intelligence at that point, you know. I knew that I was not stupid. I knew that
but it
result...
works in your mind though, because you had that, and then it's kind of a trauma. You stick with you because at that time maybe you didn't know that.
Exactly.
So it might lower your confidence, or it might make you think like you are not able to do certain stuff. Because
I don't agree 100%. Yes, it might lower your confidence if you let it to. Why? Because if you stay focused with what you have planned, it's not gonna lower. Why? I'll tell you that. Look, after the result, I started prepping to travel, right? I've studied English when I was in Congo with only 2 hours a day. But I prepped myself to be able to do the interview in Congo in English with an American consulate, you know. So it means like that one bump in my path, I didn't let it hold me to not chase my goal. Like I'm like, okay, this is done, at least I passed, and then we keep on chasing. I continue my English, I study, I prep until I was able to get the end goal result, and then travel. Even when after we traveled, keep the focus, because we told ourselves we have a goal. We keep the focus, and then we keep on going. And then unless there is something that's literally holding you and you can no longer move, that's the only time you can stop chasing your goal. It's a small bump, yes, you fell a little bit. Yeah. That's what makes us that's what makes us who we actually are, because nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes, everybody fails. You know, the importance of success is to fail, but stand up and keep on going. It's what you do after you fail, because when you fail, yes, it's just a bump. But what you do after, if you dwell on that, that's when you
every time you fail, you get closer to your success.
Exactly.
So,
good point.
I think we're gonna pause it for today, and then we're gonna come back. But thank you for joining me today, Jonathan. I really appreciate your time.
I appreciate the invitation.
But we gotta come back for more topics though.